So how are you doing? How's everyone doing? I know I've been a little bit quiet. I'm going to talk a bit about some of that and some fun things I have offering. It's really interesting. It's been a little while, so I'm definitely feeling a little bit nervous kind of coming back on and sharing again. And I'm literally still doing the crazy, yes, Marie, the crazy thing. And I know you've got some health things too, Marie. So I'm definitely sending you some love about that. But yes, is everyone else feeling kind of just crazy energy? Lots going on, lots that you're juggling maybe. That feeling of needing to do all the house stuff, all the chore stuff, and you got this, this, and this, and this, and you're like, oh my gosh, like where did this come from? I mean, just before I came live, I had ants in my bedroom. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? There's no food here. There's no water. Why are you like going hanging out by my crystals? It's like, okay, I'm just gonna roll with some of this and flow as best I can. OCD like crazy. Yeah, like I'm very curious. It feels like that Virgo season, that Virgo energy of needing all of our I's dotted. And the clutter, like I'm in a big clutter clearing out so I can have streamlined energy. Hi, Joanne. Trying to keep your mind occupied. I wonder what you mean by that. Is it distracting, like you're needing the distraction? Or is your mind going squirrel and it's like going to a million things? Well, thank you all for hopping in and saying hi. I really appreciate it. So I'm just I do have like both, Marie, squirrel, and yeah, wanting that distraction, I'm sure. Yes, it has been a while. So I was in Yellowstone, very impromptu, literally getting ready, 3-4 days. Dear friend Amy invited me, and I was like, yes. So we went and did it, and there for just about a week. Well, I mean, about 6 days. And that's a long drive. Even for me, that was like, oh, okay. Next time we're going to be there for 2 weeks. But I find that when I come back from trips, especially coming back from deep nature, I really need to let the downloads happen. Be quiet, be still. And it was like, I didn't want to come online. Like I didn't want to share. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to be inward and quiet. And that feeling is still there. But I'm also getting really excited to start sharing again. Being still, it is the moment. And I'm going to get into that because I think you guys are going to find that really interesting. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Chrissy Whistler, and I run the Intuitive Parent Evolution. It's basically a page, it's a group, Facebook group supporting parents. And it's not just for parents, because frankly, we were kids ourselves. So we have lots of healing to do, holding of ourselves to do, and just to kind of, the truth is we have kids all around us. So it's, I mean, my focus is on parents and kids, but it's not just for parents and kids, as you're going to see. I'm going to be talking a little bit even about some astrology. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm very excited about astrology. So yeah, again, it's been a little while. So that's kind of why. Just a very quiet, contemplative time. And I have notes too. Like there was a lot of thoughts that were coming forward that to kind of, so if you see me glancing, like this is not going to be like professional, perfect here. I'm like I'm doing the parenting thing. I literally have a load of laundry in the dryer and one in the wash. So it's like, okay, we're going to just, we're going to go with it. Oh, I see you, Aaron. I see you. I love that you guys are here. I'm so grateful. So I really love that you're starting to share, kind of like how your week was. Like as we're going into this Virgo season, right? We had, and in the astrology, and kind of like how your life has been going. Has it been crazy, right? Like, have you been wanting to just kind of discern more and declutter and streamline all the, like, you're getting pulled in all these directions and you're like, dude, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to whoosh, be focused, be like on this peaceful movement forward, right? At least that's what I'm feeling. So I kind of wanted to come online last week, and that didn't happen. It didn't happen for a couple of reasons. One is, again, I really wanted to just be quiet and still. There was a lot that I was processing, still am processing, and going through and healing. But I was also really overwhelmed. It was like one of those weeks where I was like, I hate being a nuclear family. Like, whoever thought this was a good idea, I've got some words to say. That is a lot for two people. And I felt this way pretty much since I became a parent. And it's gotten much easier as the kids have gotten older, and yet we still have these moments. And it's like, this is nuts. I was very overwhelmed. It was like, literally the kitchen sink kind of got thrown at us. It was not draining. Okay, great. Well, let's have Sean's dad come over and clear it out. And lo and behold, there's a hole in the pipe. All right, so now we're going to deal with the plumber. And it was just kind of like this one snowballing thing after another of like even something like I need to switch my banking system, like, because we got a new computer. So we got a new one, right? I'll just use Quicken again. Get the subscription, no problem. No. Big problem. That was like a day and a half of frustrating me banging my head against the wall. And I'm just like, screw you guys. I'm done. I'm finding a new way. This is not working for me. I was like, whoa. And I think one of the hardest things for me being a parent is dealing with tech issues. And then having the kids come up. And at that moment, when you're trying to like be techie explaining something to the person you're on the phone with, they're like, I need help with this. I need help with this. And then try not to like lose it. Not that you're mad at them, but that projection of your own anger. It was weak. It was weak. As some of you shared, like I saw in the group that I was kind of sharing, it was just crazy. And then on top of it, the kids' energy was crazy. Okay, let me pause right there. How's everyone's energy last week? Were you feeling it? Something was going on and you're like, what in the world? I would love to know if any of you felt something in the air. My kids, we just got back from Yellowstone, bouncing off the walls. Kate's literally jumping onto tables and our big old stools that we have at the counter and knocking those over. And she's poking at Eric. You know what the siblings do when they're like, leave me alone, and you're like, poke, like that kind of energy. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. See, her kids were feeling that too. This like frantic energy, and then yes, completely their energy that messes with yours, and you're like, I'm trying to be zen. I'm just trying to be the water, the rocks and the water just washing over me, and you're like, it's not working. Marie, yes, Marie's still feeling it in the air. It's feeling like a full moon, right? Oh, yes. That was just like a bit of my week. And it sounds like some of you might have similar experiences or in your own unique ways of like, what's going on here? Groundhog Day. Well, their energy was why you're right. Well, I appreciate you being here. And I'm totally understanding. So, like for me, I found that I had last week no space for me, for my passions, right? Like coming with you and talking and sharing these thoughts, my own writing. Like I literally have the copy edits back for a book on trusting my late talking kids. I just like need some like space and time to sit down and work on it, and I can't get it. I have blog posts. When I go camping, I'll like take a notebook like this and I'll just handwrite things out, blogs. Like I have a bunch of them. I just need the time to sit down and do it, like that space for the creativity and the passion. And I have not had that, which is also frustrating. Whew, and just breathing through that too, right? So, all that I'm sharing kind of for a reason. Like I promise I am. But it's part of what I want to start sharing with you and offering kind of going forward. So last week, we had a whole bunch of solar activity. Like a lot. Solar flares galore. And so there are people that I follow into evolutionary astrology. Like I'm very tapped into that. I'm learning how to do it. So in the future, I can start offering that to you. Not there yet, but this is kind of one of those steps in that direction. But I also follow people who talk about things like solar flares. Like who knew this happened? It really does. And also just people who are very sensitive to the energy and to what our Earth is kind of going through. This evolutionary upgrade, if you will, for the Earth, for us as human beings. And there was a whole bunch of that activity last week. And, you know, I've been doing this for a minute as a parent, and as a parent of kids who are really sensitive. And sometimes I'm still like, oh, duh, Chrissy. Like the dots don't always connect right away. They kind of connect when they're ready. But I was witnessing in my kids and in their energy, like, oh my gosh, like they're reacting to like all the energy from the solar flares that are going on. They're reacting to the same stuff that the people that I'm reading about, who I'm feeling, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it. And then, but to make that leap from that I'm feeling these things to my kids are feeling these things, you know, that takes me a little bit. But I get there. But I literally got to witness through how my kids were reacting this reflection. Like reflection's a really good word, reflection. And wouldn't it be really awesome if I could start sharing that with you? Now, like, knowing that there were solar flares going on didn't change the fact that my kids' energy was still going all over the place and Kate's still like poking at Eric. I mean, that was still happening, but what it gave me was an awareness of the moment. And I find that when I'm aware, I'm able to show up just a little bit easier. I can be just a little bit more patient. It's like I'm not walking into a situation blind. That's how it feels to me. And so what I would like to start offering for you is kind of these parent forecasts. So you don't have to follow all the people that I do and put all the pieces together like I do intuitively. I'm just going to start sharing that with you as it comes up. You know, like astrology stuff, I can give you a little bit more forewarning with that, right? But obviously a solar flare is a solar flare and it comes when it comes. But to start kind of sharing like, hey, this is happening right now. Watch your kids. See what they're doing. See how they're reacting. Oh, Marie, you've been branching out? Oh, in what way? I'd love to know. And it's like shifting our awareness. And the more we understand, right, the better we can just keep showing up. Knowing what to expect. Knowing how they react. So for me, I'm watching my kids and I'm like, okay, we have to get out of the house. Like right now. We need to go outside. Like now. Just enough time to throw the stuff in the pool bag and go out because it was just that intense. But that for me and my kids, that's what they would need. Maybe you have a kid who they don't like going outside. There's someone who's super introverted, likes to be really hunkered down in their home and their safety. Like that response wouldn't be the same for them and it wouldn't be right. But you would know what that is. Marie, you're sharing different material, listening to more astrology. Your fears are crazy, and learning more of these meanings. Yeah, I hear you. And there's lots of rabbit holes that you can go down to. And what's beautiful about this is like you can take pieces at a time, right? The information comes to you at the exact right moment. Another really fun rabbit hole is like the Mayan astrology, which is more on a galactic level. That's a whole nother thing where I'm just kind of like, or gene keys. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll just take one little piece at a time because I can't do it all. So that kind of, that was something that came up actually from Dina. Had the suggestion of, can you just like translate it for me so I can just get the material? And I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally do that for you. Oh, you meant to say your dreams. Okay, your dreams are crazy. I'm like, oh, your fears are crazy. I mean, my fears are kind of crazy right now too. Kind of living in a crazy moment. Hold on to your butts. Yes, but dreams. Yes, dreams. Dreams have been coming through strongly for me about feeling trapped. And that has to do with what I'm working through right now. Just healing and releasing. I'll be sharing plenty about that because it's how I process. So one of the things I kind of wanted to just to share with you as well is I've decided that I'm going to start with Intuitive Parent Evolution and the offerings that I'm doing. I'm going to do things differently than most social media people are going to do. You know, there's that pressure of, oh, you need to have 10 posts a day or 30 posts a week. You know, that kind of like marketing push, got to do it, right? That drive. And like I did that before when I did my homeschool board game club that I was running, and it didn't feel good. Like when I share, I want to share because it's something I'm passionate about. I don't want to share because it's that marketing drive of you need to get in front of people's faces every day and have a new meme, a new piece of content. Like I'm just like I feel like these internal brakes slamming on. that was one of the other reasons where I wasn't going on last week, because I felt that push to, you got to do it. This is how it's done. And it doesn't feel right. Like when I come on, or when I write something, when I share a post, like I want there to be passion there and meat there, and not out of obligation to hit some number. So I was kind of like working through that, of that belief of, oh, to be successful doing this, you gotta do it that way. And I'm like, but I don't want to do it that way. Like, I did it and it felt really icky, and I want to keep doing this. So I'm just gonna roll with it. So I'm not going to be someone that you see posting. I mean, maybe you do see me posting it every day. That's because I really want to. And I'm also going to let myself have space of, if I don't want to talk for a week, I mean, maybe I'll come and just say like, hey, I'm in a quiet mood, guys. You might not see much of me, but just allow it to be what it's going to be. So I don't know, like, I feel like what I'm going to be doing is something totally new and different with this space, with these offerings. Like, I'm moving in a new direction. Like, who does parental forecasts based on astrology and solar flares? Like, I'm going in a new direction here. And so I'm going to show up in a new way too. So I kind of just wanted to share that and to have honesty about that, and to say, like, you know what, I was /am still working through a lot of self-worth, because talking about things like emotions, talking about things like feelings, seeing our kids as like full human beings, as opposed to just someone that we see and, you know, we see but you don't hear, like that kind of, like, that's not how I'm showing up. If that makes sense. And to that, that idea too is even how I'm going to be offering coaching. I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but I already feel like it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same, oh, join my program and be here for X amount of days, like still having that. And then also trying to do something new. Like, let's say you're having a really hard time. I want to be available to do like one-on-one coaching with you. So you're really struggling. That was me last week, you know, like still a little bit me. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of unearthing right now. My astrology is kind of kicking my butt, but if you're in those moments, and like I have a light language healer that I contact, and I'm just like, hey, I need you. Like, we need to go deep into this, and we need to pull it out because I'm done carrying it. And so I call him, and we set up a time, and then we have our session together. And so I kind of want to have that available for you as well. And that can look like whatever it needs to look like. So maybe you just want intuitive card readings. Maybe you actually need energetic healing, you know, checking your chakras, seeing where you're aligned or you're not aligned, you know, channeling through your spirit guides. And so I kind of, you know, like, again, new ways of doing things, and it's going to look a little bit different for everyone, but I wanted to say that this is part of the offerings that I want to give to you, you know, and then have that energy exchange as well. Again, that I do have worth, I do have value, being a channel, being an intuitive, and having some exchange, you know, as well as I absolutely love doing this with you and sharing and talking. I love it. And then also to be like, oh, hey, there's a little bit coming back to me too. So yeah, so again, I'm going to see where this goes and what it is that people are needing support instead of just doing things the way they've always been done or the way other people are doing them. Kind of put it in to you to take the lead and to say, this is what I need. Can you help me? Yeah, being flexible, following your feedback, what that looks like. I don't know. Let's find out together. So yes, and I talked to you. I'm really excited about doing these parental energy forecasts. And again, it's not even like, and the way I can translate them. Oh, thank you, Marie. I really appreciate that. The way I'm planning on translating these and offering these, it's not just going to be for parents. A lot of times, it's like being aware, yes, of your kids, and it's mostly being aware of you. Like how much of us are projecting on our kids, on our partners, on our friends, on the person we meet in the grocery store. So it won't just be for parents. Maybe I'll shift it to another words. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And it's not even just going to be for like kids, you know, you having little kids. For example, I swear, astrology lights me up. Eric's shaking the table right now. So I'm not going to give you too much technical details, but basically, Venus and the moon just entered into Scorpio. So, if you happen to have teens, heads up, big time sexual energy could be coming. Right? So just even having, maybe for yourself, right? But even just having this foreknowledge can help move through those moments a little bit easier. She's 14. Yeah, well, see, and that's what I mean. I'll give you some like heads up of, and not just little one stuff, but the full truth of our human existence, and part of that is sex and sexuality, right? So I'm not gonna be delicate, but I'm not gonna shy away from mentions like that. See, there he goes, shaking the table. Yeah, so yeah, how does that sound to you guys? What do you think? Does that sound like something you'd be interested in hearing about? And obviously a lot of this stuff would, you know, it's specific to each of us, so this will definitely be like a general. But I found that having this information is really, really helpful. Like when oh my gosh, back in January, February, transiting Mars was transiting Eric's Mars. Oh my God. It was like, I'm just gonna hold on to my seat. I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna cry. And I'm gonna do my darndest to get through it. But I knew what was happening. Like I wasn't aware of, okay, this isn't gonna be forever. That's a fast moving planet. Like it's just, this is where we are. But I had some backup of where that was coming from and that it wouldn't last forever. Even, you like it? Okay, great. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Marie. I do. I really do love coming on and talking and sharing with everyone. It makes my day. It sure does. Yeah, like even for me, again, I'm not going to get technical, but like what I've got going on in my astrology chart, like my mentor who I'm learning from, I was like, so I've got all these things coming up. self-worth and da-da-da-da, and I'm like, I've got all these things going on. Is this why? And it feels like Pluto, when I do things through feeling, even astrology. So when I hear someone talking about their life, and it starts to sound like they're unearthing things, like things from the past are coming up. Like I can feel that energy, and I'm like, oh, there's something going on with Pluto. Pluto's all about excavation, all about unearthing, which is exactly what we are in collectively in this moment. Pluto has also been hanging out on my south node past couple years, which is no surprise. I've had a rough couple years since that one was born. So lots of stuff that I've been going through, and it's like, I'm going through it. Oh, it's going to station right on my south node again. Oh, okay, fine. At least I know where this is coming from. Oh. So yeah, that's kind of really what I wanted to share today. I'm going to start talking a little bit more about Yellowstone as that comes up. It was a very magical trip. Felt like I was coming home. I've been there a couple times in my life, but I have no doubt I have actually lived there in past lives. And all those stars, oh my goodness. And boy, they speak to you there. They speak to you. So there's definitely like a grief when I leave places like that to come back to Los Angeles and all the people and all the traffic, all the cars, and then you're like, oh look, I can see 3 stars. And I know like there's a lot going on with our school systems right now. So I definitely want to talk about that, in the future, and just kind of hold space. I know we're all in different places with that, and our experiences are all a little bit different. And not easy, not clean, right? In my mind, there's not a whole lot of black and white. And just to say, I see you. I see you. What we're going through. It's quiet. So, the other thing I wanted to do and offer up is some collective cards for us today. How does that sound? So, Marie, Marie, you're on the East Coast, right? East Coast. I feel like you're on the East Coast. Yes, okay. And your daughter's 14. So is she just entering high school, or did she enter high school last year? I'm just kind of like, yup, just nodding my head. Massachusetts, okay. I had a feeling. Freshman this year. It's a lot. And all of our experiences are going to be so different. I homeschool both my kids, but like Kate was on a non-classroom based charter, and I will more than likely be pulling her because of new legislation that's gone through. So that kind of hit us on Saturday unexpectedly. Like I didn't think, thought we were good, and then they changed some language to where they made it not be good for me. So it's like, okay. Our little situation. I mean, Eric will be straight up homeschooled, but Kate was still slightly in the system. It's it's like not a full, oh no. It's annoying. It's kind of annoying how they're going about it. Just again, like pushing things through, wanting to have some more. You're all good. Yes, it's tough, yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like they've been kind of how I show up. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear. I hope things are better. Usually when I have typos, it's because my protective screen is cracked, so it's not quite as, accurate. I hope you feel better. But yeah, the way that we go about learning is not, they don't like it. We'll say that. They want more people to just be like the way you always learn in school, and that's not what we do. I mean, we go to Yellowstone for a week, and that's where we do our learning, right? So we just do things differently. So I was feeling more and more like every year in that direction. So it's not unexpected. It's just annoying. I have a lot of board games that I have to give back, and I'm just like, which ones do I really want to play and try out before I have to do that? Oh, today is a year. Cut 9 tendons in both nerves. Oh my gosh. No excuse needed. None at all. None at all. Yeah. So yeah, right? We're all kind of going through something, and it's kind of just the start of it. So we'll just keep showing up for each other, right? Doing the best that we can. And we'll see where we go. But yeah, and I'm gonna talk more about the school stuff too, and this expectation that we're all supposed to learn the same way at the exact same time and be at the exact same pace, and there's no allowance for being ahead, for being behind. And I'm not totally nothing blaming on the teachers. Like, I'm not, there is much trapped in the system, in the bureaucracy that our kids and us can be as parents. So it's like, what do you do when you've got a room full of 20 or 30 kids and they're all at different spaces, and you got one kid who's like, oh, I really want to learn about this, and other kids are like, this is boring, I'm just gonna go poke my neighbor and do that, especially when there's solar flares going on, right? So it's my opinion is that system is broken. Could you imagine if teachers were aware that there's solar flares happening, there's a lot of energy hitting our earth right now, and they'd be like, oh, that's what's going on? I mean, I can't even imagine having 30 kids do this. I'm barely handling it with 2. And again, and then showing up for them in a way that's not shaming, or putting them down, or getting them to conform and to behave, and just kind of allowing space to be all the different shades of the rainbow in different colored pegs. My kids are not round pegs, and it doesn't matter how hard you bang them, they're not going to fit into those round holes. They're just not. So having some more allowance for that, and so yeah, we'll keep chatting more. And again, like, you know, and each of you that are watching, you have different kids. You're having a different experience than I'm having. Than my kids are having. Right? You know, and I want to say too is, you know, I'm in Los Angeles. I am a white woman. I'm having a much different experience, and being able, like, having the absolute privilege to be a stay-at-home parent and to be able to be this homeschooling way that we are, like, that allowed my kids to thrive. That is a complete privilege. And I have no doubt that other people, even looking different than me, not having the college education that I had, would make a much different experience. So I want to have space. Oh, that just hurts my heart. Space for that too. You know, like, I know plenty of people who are just like, I might have to just homeschool my kids completely right now because of what's happening with COVID. And if I do that, then I have to quit my job. And there's also expectations of what homeschooling is supposed to even look like. So even talking about some of that too is needed, if that's interest, right? Because again, I'm here to be like, what are you needing support from me? I have I have lots of varied and, you know, of knowledge, right? If you want to know what self-directed learning looks like, I can talk to you about that. If you want to know what using like board games for as a sportive tool for kids and their learning instead of the traditional, right? The traditional way of doing things, traditional way of doing math, like, we can talk about that. So it's just like, what are you guys, how can I help you? You know, do you want to know when the solar flares are happening? Because your kids are going crazy. I can help with that. You want to know when Venus and the moon are entering Scorpio for your teens? I can let you know when that's happening. Which is another really interesting point, is I actually have a lot of Scorpio energy in my chart. I'm actually a double Scorpio sign. And one of the things with that is really going quiet. Those two signs entering Scorpio, being quiet, contemplative, being introverted, really kind of just hunkering in. And okay, I am not at all surprised. That was exactly what I felt like last week. I was already feeling this energy without even being aware of what was happening. So, oops, sorry, I hit the phone. So, okay. So I would like to offer you all an oracle card, it's a collective card reading. If you like, if it's not your thing, no harm. That's totally fine. Are you guys cool if I pull from two decks? Because I have two of them that want to play. Sacred Destiny and Starseed Oracle. And this just popped out to me. If anyone is interested in getting some... Do I have one right on me? I have a couple right here. Some amazing crystals from my my dear friends, Mike and Chris. This here is, this is actually a citrine point growing into a smoky amethyst celestial skeletal quartz, which just really means massive magic. There's a lot going on in it. Like this one, and I told you that I'm having like a rough time. Like I was sleeping with this guy here, lepidolite with white calcite. This white calcite is amazing for limiting beliefs. Anybody got some of those? I got some of those. Anyways, to my friends, Mike and Chris, over at Mostly Minerals, right now they're at the Denver Gem Show. The Denver Gem Show. which is one of two of the biggest gem shows in the US. So every night they're going live, and they're offering insane deals, so then they can go out and buy some more gems, some more crystals. So yes, if you would like some amazing magic from just two beautiful people, this is another one that I've been working with, Micah, and there's my little Eric on some Celestial quartz is like my thing. This is a really great combination for slowing down the massive downloads and transformations, which is I'm definitely going through. I haven't slept in a long time. Anyway, so Instagram, mostly minerals. They're going live every night, at least until Wednesday, maybe even beyond, to like Thursday or Friday. And I can't recommend them enough, and amazing prices right now. Not good for my bank account, but all right. Just kind of let you know in case you're interested. All right, so I'm going to pull from two decks. I'm going to do Starseed Oracle, and then Sacred Destiny. This is for our collective. Oops, a bunch fell out. Our collective, anyone who's watching now, anyone who would like to watch later. Card to guide us. These big energies, big coming up energies. Star Brothers. It says Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Let me do this. Let me not read from the book. I might just read from the cards. Jump in. Oh, look at that eye. Whew. This is Andromeda energy, adventure, say yes to change. Look at the back one. Child of the cosmos. Bless you. This is the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to read from the book. I hope you guys are okay with that. I don't need to. You're being quite loud and clear. My pendulum. All right, so there's an incredible amount of protection around us all. Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling that in my throat. Through us all at this time. A lot of motion. It's almost getting stuck in my throat. A lot of protection surrounding us. We are safe. And this asking to trust. Is it not loading?
Yes.
Okay. Can you restart it?
Yes.
Do you need me to do it?
Yes.
Oops, not charging. There you go.
It's off the tree.
Oh, Eric, it's making you do this, buddy. You're gonna have to upgrade. Yeah, Roblox. And it's gonna stop working. There's this feeling of being asked to trust right now. And trust in what feels most comfortable to you. Maybe that's God, maybe that's the universe, goddess, divine source, whatever word feels right to you. There is a sense of being, of trust. You're being asked to trust in that because you are completely held right now. You are completely protected. I'm feeling a sense too of rebirth. Rebirth. And you are protected. It is safe to jump in. So what is it on your heart? Yes, that was very clear. Not on your mind, on your heart. That you need to say yes to. That your soul wants you to say yes to. So again, just so much protection around you to do this. And I felt a very, very clear reminder that we are going through change. Our whole planet is going through change. And we said yes to it when we decided to come back, to be born here at this moment. Our soul said yes because our soul knew we could handle it. Again, you said yes. You are a child of the cosmos. Think of that. That's you. That's where you came from. And everything you need to know, you already know. It's within you. All right, let's see what else coming up with that. What else to add to that? You know the way already. You know the way. It's within you. Your soul knows the way. Oh, look at this. Wonders. I'm feeling a lot of unearthing energy with this card. Hi, Daphne. You're just catching us at the end, but I'm doing a collective card reading right now. And it feels pretty gosh darn good. What do you think, Marie? This feels really good. There's wonders that we are all unearthing right now. Oh, all of us. The earth, the collective, us as individuals, that is on the menu for this moment in time. And also be aware of the beauty and the the crystals, the absolute, if you think about how diamonds form, all that pressure, all that creative force to make them be these beautiful, beautiful diamonds. That's what we're going through. And I'm pulling that one right on top of the horse cards. So know that that's what we're going through. And that we are completely protected. You are safe, and to trust in this process. Even as shitty as it feels. I can attest to the shitty feelings. I'm in some of them right now. But just again, that affirmation. The affirmation too, because look what we get. This isn't just, this feels like freedom for the soul as well. Like, this is you. This is what you're coming into, this ability to just fly. Where do you want to fly? Nikki, you want to say hi? She's got clothes on. She can say hi.
I'm eating right now.
You're eating? Okay. Freedom. And just look at the colors. The colors are really striking out to me right now. And again, this is paired with this card, right? Jump in. Just jump. Venture. Say yes to change. Saying yes to change is going to bring you the exact freedom that your soul is longing for, that you are here to claim. But you have to jump. You have to jump. Oh. And I couldn't have pulled them. So the one that this one is paired with, Child of the Cosmos. Again, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. All that wisdom. You have it. You have it. So, don't be afraid to dive deep. That's what I'm feeling and hearing. Don't be afraid to go down deep. Sometimes there's that rockiness at the top of the water, but the deeper you go underneath at the bottom, it's really calm. Or at the very bottom, there's all this activity, right? But you go up to the top and it's really still. So, where do you need to be? How do you need to ride those waves? I'm also feeling some energy around that. Like, there's a lot that's coming for us, for this collective experience that we're going through. And again, I'm going to start sharing some of that in the parental energy forecast. So you're going to kind of know a little bit more what I mean by that, but to go back to that place of stillness, so you're not getting tossed out about the waves, but you're just riding in the center, nice and steady. But look at that. We're protected as we're doing this unearthing right now. That it is time to say yes and to jump in. And doing so will lead you to the freedom that you've been longing for. Say yes. Yes to all this change. And to know as well that we have everything that we need. It's already inside of us. Even if things are not always comfortable on this 3D world. Oh, look at this. Last card of the deck. Transformation. I would say that's exactly what we're all going through, this transformation, this experience. Whew. That felt pretty darn awesome. Pretty darn awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that is helpful for you. So just to kind of like wrap things up, I'm going to be sharing, you know what, we'll see what happens, right? Like, life has been really crazy and overwhelming, and you know, like, I'm going to go after this, I'm going to go switch the laundry and see if things are dry. But I'm really hoping to get out for you this week. I'll do do a live video where I'm telling you kind of just about astrology forecast, what to expect, maybe for yourself, for your kids, for yourself as a parent, and just kind of those reflections, just sort of heads up, this is what's coming. New ways that we can work together, and also even just how I show up here, and just showing up when I have something that I really want to say and to be passionate about, and to not do what everyone else is doing, and see where that goes. So if you like this video and there's someone that you think that could that could be beneficial to, please share. I would like to start having more and different conversations about showing up with our emotions, showing up for our kids, showing up for ourselves, and holding that space and love. So just, again, like having different conversations that aren't being had right now. So again, please share. Feel free to message me if any of that sounds interesting, if you would like to do some one-on-one work. Especially when you're like, oh my gosh, like shit's hit the fan and I need support, like I am absolutely here if that's something I can help you with. And also there's our Facebook group. Intuitive Parent Evolution has a Facebook group. So there's a link at the very top of this video that you can go and check that out, or just search it and you'll find me. But so yeah. So we'll see where we go, kind of going forward. I really would like to come on this week, like I said, about the parent stuff. And there's a lot on my mind that's coming up too about kids and schooling, as I know that this is a really difficult moment for many parents, having to make some really hard decisions about what's best for them and their family, and to have a voice sharing some of that, and just to hear from you and experiences that you're having, because that's really, really important, and we need that part of the conversation. How you parents are doing, how kids are doing, and start talking about it from there. Oh, can you just imagine the world would be different? We started from that space, that point of view. Anyway. So yes, so again, thank you for joining. I'm Christy Whistler with Intuitive Parent Evolution, and please share. And if not, I will hopefully see some of you on Instagram watching Mostly Minerals and their awesome show that they're doing at the Denver Crystal Gem. So yes, thank you, Daphne. I'll see you tonight, I'm sure, right? Thank you again, Marie. Thank you, Dina, for being here. And I will catch up with you guys later. Take care. Bye.